In this episode, I'm covering 5 reasons couples get a divorce and how to stop it. And at the end of the episode, I'm going to share my story and how my wife and I almost divorced. I'm couples therapist Dr. Wyatt. I've been in private practice since 2004, and I've helped over 1,000 couples restore their relationship. For my free training on how to rebuild your marriage in 90 days, comment the word training below and I'll send it to you. And I'll also include a link to it in the description. So what are the reasons couples divorce? Couples divorce all the time. We no longer live in a culture where people stay married for a long time. It's becoming more and more rare. Our grandparents and our great-grandparents, that's the culture they lived in. Almost no one got divorced. And because of that, it created social pressure to stay together. But today, we're more likely to get divorced because it's become socially acceptable and we see it everywhere. I read the average movie star gets married and divorced around 7 times over their lifespan. That's a lot. Recently, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban announced their divorce, and that was really sad. They've been together for 19 years. I remember being so inspired by them as a couple because they were such a rarity as a Hollywood couple to be married so long and to seem so happily in love. But unfortunately, they're getting a divorce. So let's get to it. So what are the 5 reasons couples divorce and how to stop it? Number 1 is a lack of time. When you were first dating and courting, what did you do? You spent a lot of time together with your partner. However, through the years of being together, you spend less time together. You consume with your career, with your kids, with hobbies, with travel, with chores, you name it. You spend less and less time together, and because of that, you feel less and less attached. You're not going to feel attached to your partner unless you're spending a lot of time with your partner. Most couples don't vacation together. Most couples don't take weekend getaways together. Without that regular quality time, you slowly drift apart. That's why jobs that require you to travel on a regular basis are high risk for divorce, because that means you're going to spend less and less time with your partner. Therefore, you're going to feel less and less attached. You have to increase your quality time with your partner. Number 2 is a lack of emotional intimacy. When you're first dating and courting, you feel really emotionally close. You feel connected. You know each other's worlds. You spend hours every week talking and asking questions. You're curious. But when you're together for a while, you stop talking. You stop asking those questions. You stop listening at a deeper level. Because you're spread thin, you're stressed, you have a lot to manage, so you stop prioritizing emotional intimacy. And then you feel like your partner doesn't really know you anymore. You feel like you really don't know them anymore, and you lose the friendship. The friendship component of the relationship fades away. And for a lot of partners, emotional intimacy is their top need. So when that goes away, they start feeling more and more disconnected and hopeless in the relationship. So to stop divorce, you need to nurture emotional intimacy. And that begins by resolving your resentments. You're not going to feel emotionally close when you have active resentment. So the first step to emotional intimacy is addressing your resentments and then slowly getting to know each other again and rebuilding your friendship. Number 3 is a lack of physical intimacy. What do couples do in the beginning? They touch each other a lot. There's a lot of physical intimacy, all types of physical intimacy. But what happens over time? You stop touching. You stop having affection. You stop holding hands. You stop kissing when you first see each other. You stop having physical intimacy. And for a lot of partners, that's their top need. So without physical intimacy, they quickly start feeling like roommates or siblings or business partners. And when you start feeling that, you get disillusioned because no one signs up to get married to eventually feel like brother and sister. And that's what a lot of people start to feel. So to stop divorce, you have to prioritize your physical connection. How physically connected are you to your partner? How often do you touch? How often do you hold their hand? How often do you kiss them? You have to bring back that physical intimacy if you want to stay happily married. Number 4 is a lack of feeling like allies. In the beginning, when you're connected emotionally and physically, you had a lot of quality time. What was the result? You felt like allies. But over time, when you stop spending time together, you don't have emotional intimacy, you don't have physical intimacy. You move from feeling like allies to adversaries. And a lot of couples get caught up feeling like we're just not compatible. We just don't have much in common. Well, guess what? Those same differences were there when you were dating. So what's changed? What's changed is your bond has eroded over time, so you don't have much grace for the differences like you once had when you were dating. And remember, compatibility is a learned trait. It's not innate, because all couples have major areas of differences. So the way you cultivate compatibility is in each area where you have a major difference, you have to work at meeting in the middle. What's the middle ground look like between what you want and what your partner wants? Every step of the way, the more you learn to meet in the middle, that's you becoming more compatible. Therefore, compatibility becomes a learned trait that you work at over time, and the way to foster it is meeting in the middle through compromises on any area of difference. So if you want to stop divorce, you have to work at meeting in the middle and striking compromises so you feel more like a team and more like allies with your partner. Number 5 is a lack of grit. Our culture has become soft. All we think about is pleasure, instant gratification, what's in it for me, and because of that, we have become soft when things are difficult. Our ancestors knew what it meant to have grit because life was not easy for them. They had to grind it out. They knew what suffering meant. They knew what hardship meant. But for most of us today, we live relatively comfortable lives and we're not used to severe hardship like our ancestors were. Therefore, when we hit hard seasons in our marriage, we want to give up. Because life's all about being happy, isn't it? It's actually not. When times are tough, that's when you can grow the most. That's when you can learn the most. That's when you can be refined the most. But because we live in this pleasure-oriented culture, we tend to want to give up when things are difficult because we become obsessed with being happy. I know what it feels like to be in hardship in marriage. My wife and I, when we first got married, went through a very severe winter season in our relationship. She brought trauma from her past. I responded poorly to that trauma. It created vicious cycles where it broke down our emotional and physical intimacy. I was learning to become a therapist at the time, so I thought I could be our therapist, which was the worst decision I ever made because that prolonged our dysfunction for years. And finally, when we were hanging on by a thread, I relented and said I was open to receiving help. And that started a 5-year journey of us working with a variety of therapists, couples therapists, trauma therapists, intimacy therapists. We did it all. And through that, we slowly healed. We slowly recovered. We slowly tended to our resentments and learned how to meet each other's needs again. And we slowly felt back in love. But those 5 years and the 5 years before that leading up to it were awful. They were painful. We were not happy, but we did not give up. We both demonstrated grit. We both believed in working through our hardships so that we could come out on the other side. And I'm so glad that we did because we're more happily married now than we ever have been. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're feeling hopeless. Maybe you're not sure if you're going to make it. If your partner is willing to work on the relationship, do not give up. Hope is only over when one partner quits working at the relationship. As long as you and your spouse are still willing to work at the relationship, hope is always possible. So those are 5 reasons couples get a divorce and how to stop it. Number 1 is a lack of time together. Number 2 is a lack of emotional intimacy. Number 3 is a lack of physical intimacy. Number 4 is a lack of feeling like allies. And number 5, a lack of grit. If you have resentments in your relationship and you're feeling stuck, you're feeling hopeless, go through my ER Marriage Intensive. It's my most comprehensive resource to walk you through step by step how to resolve your resentments and rekindle your love, just like my wife and I did. Comment the word ER below and I'll send you the link, and I'll also include it in the description. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to share it with one person in your network, a family, a friend, a coworker, someone that you know is struggling and needs to feel hope. And remember, the only thing you can control is yourself. So work on becoming a better version of yourself in order to improve your relationship. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.